Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make goulash. We're going to start out with ground turkey. We're going to brown that up. And then in a separate pan, we are going to brown up some sausage. Once these are all browned up, then you're going to drain any juice or fat off of them. And then we'll start on the next step. Once you get both of your meats browned up, and let me tell you, you don't have to use turkey, you don't have to use sausage. You could use sausage and ground beef, or you can use just ground beef. It's just I don't really care for ground beef much. Ever since I started eating turkey, I just like turkey now. And then you're just going to season it with salt and pepper. And then you're going to start adding your other ingredients. I use 3 cans of fire roasted diced tomatoes. Let me turn my stove back on. What's that? And when you're browning the meat, don't brown them in the same pot. Brown them separately, because if you brown them in the same pot, I made that mistake one time, you won't get the 2 different flavors of the 2 different kinds of meat. It'll only taste like one kind of meat. And then I'm going to put a big can of pinto beans. Usually I get a regular sized can of pinto beans and a regular sized can of red kidney beans, and then the garbanzo beans. But I didn't buy any red kidney beans, so I'm going to use a big can of pinto beans in its place. You just throw that in there. And you don't have to drain it. I mean, you're going to want all that juice, because once this gets all good and hot, then we're going to add elbow macaroni in it. I've got 2 large chopped onions that I'm going to put in there, and 2 large bell peppers chopped up I'm going to put in there. A couple cloves of garlic. A couple good sized cloves of garlic. I love garlic. And then I'm going to add some chicken stock. It doesn't look like a lot of liquid right now, but once all the vegetables and stuff cook down, it'll be a lot better. And then I'll have a lot more room in my pot too. That was 2 cups of chicken stock. Just kind of mix everything together. I'll go ahead and add my sausage. And then once this all cooks down, then we'll add the elbow macaroni. So bring it to the boil and let your onions and your bell peppers cook till they're tender. And then we'll go to the next step. Now that my onions and my bell peppers have cooked down a little bit, I'm going to add some frozen corn. Just a little bit, it don't have to be a lot. And frozen green beans. I would have added them when I added everything else, but I didn't have room in the pot. I had to wait for the onions and bell peppers to cook down. So once this gets hot and cooks and gets not frozen anymore, then we'll add the macaroni. When everything's hot and boiling, then I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of elbow macaroni. I think I'm going to add a little more cooking liquid so that, you know, because they're going to absorb most of this liquid. I'm going to add this to the pot as well. And they'll absorb most of this juice. And once the noodles are done cooking, then it should be ready to eat. You know, goulash is one of those meals that, you know, I don't know how many different states do goulash, but I think it's more of a southern comfort food. So, you know, and everybody has their own way of doing it. This is the way I do it. Some people put jalapenos in theirs. So it's kind of one of those, you know, just whatever you got, throw it in there. But it's really good. This is what the goulash looks like when it's done. I added salt and pepper while I was cooking it, but that is totally up to you on how much salt and pepper to use. This meal right here is kind of like stew without the stew meat. And it tastes very similar. I'm getting ready to try it. Make sure it tastes right. This is really good.